is my first webinar, and it is all about the 7 strategies that I use on a daily basis for myself and with my clients on how to get what they really want, because that's what people come to me for. Who am I? That is a lovely picture of me. I have my hair just done, and my label at the moment is a transformational life coach, because I transform people's lives. I really do. I kind of get hold of people's lives, and we throw them up in the air, and we see what floats, and we see what's still exciting, and we grab hold of those bits, and the rest of it we let fall away. I've been doing this for 13 years. And I have clients who've moved countries. I have clients who've completely changed their lives, from getting a new business to starting a new relationship to clearing out stuff to having more babies to having babies to getting a new job to claiming back time, just doing so many different things. So and I came to this business through my love of people, really. My degree's in psychology, and then I met a man called Mick McKenzie 15 years ago now, and he changed my life. I went to an evening, and he asked questions that nobody had ever asked me before, and I was furious. Like I'd said on your emails, I was furious that why I got to like sort of 30 and nobody had asked me these questions before, that there was choices in my life and you could be more intentional about things and you could decide what you wanted to do. And it was infuriating, but it was enlightening, and I was hooked, totally hooked. So from then on, I learned so as much as I could. I continued to learn. I'm just a curious person. One of my friend's dads described me, and I just think it's a lovely label. I'm a student of life, and I think that I love that. So I'm a coach. Obviously, I do speaking events, which I'm going to be more of this year. I'm a triathlete. I did that a couple of years ago to set myself a challenge. My challenge last year was to do a 100-day burpee challenge. I started on 1 and I finished on Christmas Eve doing 100, and I just increased it. And I'm writing up my book about it at the moment, because it was transformational. It was amazing. And my God, was it frustrating and everything else. But yeah, so I'm feisty. I'm pretty fearless when I put my mind to it, but I'm fun. I like life to be fun. Okay, so that's me. So now I'm not sure about the hand thing, but anyway, you can't click hand because I'm not sharing my screen. But I did say to you, there is a question and answer box on the right. So, and as Kate has just lovely used it already, when we come to the question answers section after, please type in your question there, and I will do my best to answer them. So if you have a question throughout, I'm sorry I can't stop and start again because it'll just break up the flow. But please do put your questions and answers in there, and I will definitely cover them after the webinar. If I don't get to them for whatever reason, I promise you I will personally reply. Okay, so you have my word. Okay, my message. So the things that you're going to leave with. So there are 7 strategies that I'm going to go through. Now, there are different ways of doing webinars. You can really go really deep into different things, which I like to do. I'm not frightened of going in deep in delves into people's minds, as anybody who's worked with me will know. But I really wanted to cram in as much as I could for you tonight. So I'm going to go through 7 things. And these are things that you can implement. Now, they aren't, on the surface, they're pretty simple. But they take daily implementation. You have to do things every day. You know, you can't just think it's like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym and get the best body ever. You get the best body ever by going and implementing things and being diligent and determined about your life and what you want in it. So these things are very easy to implement, but they will take you doing them all the time. So some are going to be really easy. Some are just going to notice, and some when I'm going to say to you some things, and you might even be a bit embarrassed for yourself, because I know I was. When someone first told me that that I was whining, I just thought, oh my God, that's something that 3-year-olds do, but apparently not. Adults do that too. So There are going to be 7 things. So why are you here? Well, you're probably here because I begged you to be here, but those people who I didn't beg, and those people who are going to come and see this at another time when it's not live, you're here because to get more of what you want. You know, I mean, because we go through life and life can happen to us instead of you happening to life. And I'm very much about being intentional about getting what it is that you want out of things. And then if you get what you want, sometimes you've got no space because you've got so much shit hanging around in your life. So you want to get rid of what you don't want. So that's what we can look at too. And then we're going to identify what works in your life. So because sometimes we don't even take a good look around to see, actually, I really like that bit. I should do that bit more. And that other stuff, that can go to one side because I'm really not bothered by that at all. And then we're going to find ways to make sure that you're not believing your own bullshit. Because sometimes we have such big stories. We have stories that we've told ourselves so many times for so long, or even stories that somebody else has told you about yourself that you believe, you know, and then you start acting your life. So it becomes reinforced and becomes such a way of how you live that you just think that it can't possibly be bullshit. It has to be how life is. So we're going to look at some of that. And then we're going to set up some me rules, the rules that you want to live your life by. You know, they're rules that we can live by. Somebody else's rules. Why not have our own? And then have more fun with life. Oh my God, who doesn't need more fun? God, I know I do sometimes. Sometimes life can be so bloody serious. So you can raise your hand if you'd like to get more of what you really want. So I'm going to pause here and see if I can go on here and see if there's anything that isn't moving from the front page. Oh, is that still the case? That's not good. Present to everybody. Can someone say to me on the question on Hans answer thing if the slides are now moving? Oh, the slides moving. Oh, the slides moving. I'm going to have to. I can see the question page, but not in the slideshow model question page. Okay. I think. So you are seeing the slides. You can see the question page, but not in the slideshow model. Okay, you can see the question page. So you've seen the other ones. So that's good. Okay, I think I'm good to carry on. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Slides not moving. Yes, slides have moved on. Okay, good. Phew, relief. God, I'll mop my brow. Okay, right, I'm going to carry on. Okay. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Okay, from current slide. Okay, and at the end of this, you will have a way to get the real you and make decisions from that space. So you'll get a feel for who you are. There's going to be real tips that you can kind of really connect with. When you know that you like something, you can then do it more. You know, we really want to make your unconscious things that you do already conscious. So then you can consciously do them again and again and again. Secondly, we're going to make attention-seeking work for you. So we all love a bit of attention, but what I want it to be is a little bit more intentional in your life. So then we'll talk about some ways that we do that currently, and then we're going to look at how you can be more intentional about that. So the third thing, we are really clear on how to make your life yours and be responsible for it all. Oh my God, responsible for everything. What is she talking about? She's gone mad. But this is your life, you know, and the thing that you can change in life is you. You can change it, you can implement things, you can do things, but you can't do that for other people. So the only thing that you can be responsible for is for you, the change that you make. So you can be responsible for it all. So at the end, so you can be more relaxed. Gosh, I hope so. You're going to be more appreciative and grateful. for everything you have now, because if you can't be grateful for the stuff you've got now, you can't create more. So we really need to get you into that place. So commit to finding your nugget. This is a very important part. I believe no matter what, no matter how awful my slides are and if they go slow and if they don't and whatever happens, you will be able to hear me. And if you can hear me, you can hear some things. And there's going to be a little thing in here. And I know if you invest your time and if you're here to learn, you will learn something, that there will be one nugget that you can, that aha moment, light bulb moment, whatever you want to call it. But if you stay with me, I'll make sure that you get the value that I want you to, and the information you need. You will change your life. People do change their lives when they set their intention, and your intention has been set because you're here. You're not sitting in front of the telly or doing Pilates or finding another reason why you shouldn't be here. You are here. And so the fact that you're here tells me that you are committed. So let's see what we can do. Oh, I'll do that. I'll go next. So things you might be thinking. So if you have any questions, there will be a question answer at the end. I shall do my best to keep to time, which I'm thinking an hour and a half. I should be done with that, because depending how quickly or how excited I get, depending how fast we talk. There will be a 24-hour recording available. And my email, if you don't have it already, is quite simply kerry@kerryhales.com. So if you have any problems, or you go, oh my God, that didn't work, or whatever it may be, or there's going to be offers later that you can then ask me about. So it's very easy, kerry@kerryhales.com. Okay. Oh, previous, did I miss something? Oh, questions. Now is the time. I will just make sure. Go Google Hangouts. God, I wonder some. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Nope. Good. She says, with a bit more force than she should do. Right, from current slide, let's go again. Okay. So why is this different? These techniques are simple. They are proven to work. They are effective and efficient, because one of my things in life, really, because if me and my father was like military, but you know, in terms of making it very straight, you know, he was very he wanted the best out of the least amount of work. I mean, I kind of think, well, that's pretty lazy, really, but it's efficiency. And so when I like to be effective, I don't like to waste my time. And so these techniques suit me in terms of they're very straight, they're very down the line. They are very clean in their way, in the way that I'll talk to you. And well, you either like them or loathe them, but they are very straight. So getting what you want is a daily habit. As I said earlier, it's a daily habit which will give you lifetime results, but they are daily habits. I coach daily. Live life daily is my hashtag. It is that for a reason. You know, these are things that you do on a daily basis. If you want to be a writer, you do it daily. You don't go, oh, I think I'll maybe write it when I feel the urge. No, you don't. When I do these things, I get up every day and I do things to make sure that I'm the better person that I can be, to be the best coach that I can be, to change people's lives. So we are going to do that. Okay. Why is it different to any other webinar? God, I wrote that out and I thought, oh my God, why am I writing that? So my coaching style is about finding out how it can be fun. You know, sort of, I'm pretty in your face, but I want it to be fun. Look, I like finding the challenge. And when you're trying it in the middle of your life and you're trying to stop your life and go, how am I going to do this differently? So for me, it is always about starting, well, how can this be fun? Because if it's not fun, let's find it. Let's find a way that's going to be fun, because if it's fun, it's going to be easy. And if it's fun, it's not serious. And so that's where we're really going to start. And I'm going to make this as simple and, as, like I said, as effective as possible, because I run my life like that. I like it really simple, but I like it to be intense. So let's get going. Right, here we go. The 7 strategies that I use in my coaching. 1, what do you want? 2, stack the cards. 3, where's the fun in that? 4, what are your rules? 5, honestly, I mean, really honestly, give me attention and appreciate. So they're the 7 strategies that we're going to go through tonight. So at the end of it, you will have a way to get to the real you. If you're worried that you didn't write down any notes from that page, don't worry, we are going to go through them in detail. And make decisions from that space. I want you to, once you know where you are a better person, the better you can make decisions from there. Don't make them when you're full in your head and you're miserable and you kind of go, oh, what's fun now? You know, you write out what's fun when you're having fun. You write a list out of things that help you from that space. You don't do it from a miserable space. It's like sort of saying, asking somebody miserable, what's fun for you? It's like, fuck off fun. You've taken the piss. So number 2, you can understand that you love attention and you can get it how you want it. Number 3, you can be clear on how to make your life yours. Be responsible for it all. For it all. Oh my God. I mean, you're relaxed, appreciative, and grateful for everything you have now. Okay. So we'll go back. Don't start. If you take nothing else, I want you to remember this in your head. What can I ask that would help me now? Get curious with yourself. Curiosity, if I could inject that into you, that would be the one thing. It's like if you forget all the 7 steps, what I want you to really remember is, what can I ask that would help me now? Like, what's the question? What's the question that I don't want to answer? Because that's the one that you really need to answer. That will really get you moving. It will really will. So anyway, let's get moving. Strategy number 1, what do you want? Oh man, I know it's a crazy question. What do you want? But most people, when I ask them, what do you want? Or if you're asked now, I'm asking you, what do you want? The thing that will come into your head are all the things that you don't. Now that's so relevant. It's so relevant. It's because when you know what you don't want, we just ask, we turn it into a positive, you know. And what I really want, the reason is I put this lovely picture of my little man looking at a fire, is it's like when you ask a kid what he wants, it's like, I want to go camping, I want to sit in front of a fire. They're very, very simple things, but we overcomplicate it. And we kind of will, and then it makes it's so convoluted that you don't even know where to start. And what we really want generally are very simple things. There might be complicated things underneath them, but they're very, very simple. And what I really want is to start asking, saying what you want. Now, what you want is generally not saying, well, I want, £10,000 in the bank. It's that what you want is the lifestyle that will create £10,000 in the bank. And what is that lifestyle? What does that include? How do you want to be? Be really prescriptive about what it is that you really want. I had a client who asked, we're frightened to say what we want, especially for the women on this call, and I know there's lots of women on this call, is that we will hint. We will ask, especially like our partners, we will hint about what it is that we want for our birthday. We'll kind of hint, and then we because we feel that we've hinted enough, then that's enough for them to sort of, and if we don't get what we want, then we can get pissed off enough because we didn't get what we wanted, and then our partner don't know why you're pissed off, but you're thinking, well, you should know why. And if the fact that you don't know why, and here I am thinking, well, you do know why, because I hinted enough for you to know exactly what I want. And and that's why I'm pissed off, because I'm telling you off for not giving me what I want, where they haven't got a freaking clue what it is that you want or don't want, but now they're in such a panic that they've upset you, and then they try and give you something else, and then you think, well, now you're just taking the piss. And that's the muddle that we get into when we are not clear on what we want, when what we really want is what we want, but we don't say it. It's like, okay, if you want to be taken out to dinner to this restaurant, and you want to be wined and dined, and you want this bracelet, and you want this, and you'd like this, and you'd like that, say it. And it's exactly the same in life. Exactly the same. Say it. Say what you want. Express it. Tell people what you want. Say, I just want 20 minutes to myself. I just want to go and have a nap. I just want us to go and leave our phones behind and go camping for the weekend. I just want to look at my little man. He just loves the fire, and he just wants to sit in the fire. As soon as the fire is lit and camping, that's where he sits. It's like a little Buddha, and it's simple. It's like that's what he wants. Sometimes it's just like, I just want to have a fire and sit and read my book. So really, really get in touch with what you want and start asking for it. Start writing it down, journaling it, express it however you want to express it. If that's in drawing, draw it. There are no rules about this. The only rule is be expressive about it. Say it. And if you keep saying, well, when I ask people what you want, and they say, oh, I'm not sure, blah, 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 or I'm not sure, but this is what I don't want, and you'll hear in your language, well, I don't want to be, I don't want to have to blah blah blah. I don't want to have to go to the gym every week, or I don't want to have to go on a diet, or I don't want to have to blah blah. I don't want to have to tell them. Why should I have to tell them that? Well, they should know. Well, they don't, and this is your life. And if you keep thinking that people are going to become mind readers, then you are going to have a life full of not getting what you want. You have to step up and express what you want people to do for you. There is nothing more refreshing than someone saying, can you please do this? And you go, yeah, I can do that. And I promise you, for you, those who have partners, if you turn around and say to them what you want, the joy of you getting what you want far surpasses that initial concern that you shouldn't have to, inverted commas, tell them. So there you go. Strategy number 1. What do you want? Tell them. Strategy number 2, stack the cards. Okay, this is I love this. And I found this earlier. Okay, so stacking the cards. Stacking the cards means, for me, and when I talk about this analogy for my clients, is about you knowing what you want, knowing what you like, and setting your life up so it is more in alignment with what you like. So as an example, okay, one of my clients is writing a lot, and instead of going, okay, or if you think, right, okay, I'm going to go to the gym more, I'm going to go write more, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do these different things. What you do is you look at what would be the best way for you to do this. So that, like for me, I know when I go to write my book, I need to have headphones in, I need to have coffee, my favorite, with hazelnut syrup in it, not too much, with some milk in it, full fat, and that's how I like it. And I like to have my coffee there. It's got to be ready. I have to turn off everything else, and I put my book on. I get the journal out, which I'm writing it up with, and I start to type, and I put on music, and it's got to be loud, it's got to be pumping, so my head can't think of anything else, and I just look at the words and I type. That is stacking the cards. I know I love the coffee, I'm soothed. I know I turn everything else off, I'm not distracted. I've got a clear desk, no other distractions. The dog's been walked, she's got a chew, life is good. So when I'm sitting there, I've stacked the cards in my favor for me to be able to write the best thing that I can do. That's an example of how I use this technique. Another technique would be, if you know that you want to write every morning and you have to go to work every day, you have to go, right, okay, if I'm going to do this every morning, I'm going to get up half an hour early and I'm going to go to my favorite coffee shop and I'm going to make sure that I have everything that I need in that environment for me to do what I need to do. Only you know these things. Just like as an example, only you know how you like your desk to be set up. Only you. If you only work on somebody else's desk, or you share a desk, it's like, how do you set it up for you so it works for you? This is your life. Okay, so if you're stacking the cards, if things are awkward for you in your kitchen, or and you think, well, hold on a minute, I'm the person that's in this kitchen the most, or if you like your car clean and it antagonizes you that it's dirty, stack the cards, set it up so it gets validated once a month, or that once a month you agree that you're going to clean it so you have a clean car. So you see what I'm saying? So it's those little things that niggle you, that take energy, and that kind of energy will impact on how much energy you have to do with things that you really want to do. So have a look around in your life of things that niggle you, things that you kind of think, oh, I wish that was tidy, or oh, I wish that shouldn't be over there, or that kind of thing. These are things. Stacking your cards means, how do you stack the cards so your house of cards is how you want it? Okay, so that is stacking the cards. Strategy number 3, one of my favorites, is where's the fun in that? So I'm going to have a glass of water. This is really, really important. People take life so seriously. This is a great quote by Abraham Hicks I found today. We want you to know finding fun is the most responsible thing you can do. Find as much fun as you can find in a day, and do anything else you have time for. I'm going to take that off because I don't want you to get distracted. So where's the fun in that is really, for me, is of the things that you do, what's the most fun part of it? Where's the, in terms of like, what for me, if I give you an analogy of my life, of where's the fun parts that I like to do? Now I'm loving this, it's going to be fun. But I love coaching. I love to get in front of people. I love to really get involved in a group of people and stir up stuff, and just you can hear it in my voice. So that I really love those kind of things, and that's fun for me. There's certain things that aren't fun, okay, and those things that aren't fun, I have to look at how they could be. So when you think, well, that's not fun, that's not, I have to go to work, Kerry, that's not fun. No, but how could it be? If you had the responsibility in your life to make it fun, it would work. Because if you have the agreement that it's not fun, it never will be. Never, ever, ever. But if I said to you, and I put a gun to your head and said, find the fun, find a way that this could be fun, I promise you there will be a way. You just haven't found it yet. And what we do is we think, well, life will only be fun when I get to do what I want. Bullshit. I say that because I know, and because what happens if you never get to do those things? This is your life. Here now, have a good look around. This is your life. This is my life. I'm sat in front of a screen. My children are upstairs. My partner's upstairs with them. They're putting them to bed. He's tired. He's grumpy. He's been out all day, and he wants to go to sleep. And this is my life. This is my life, and I'm sat here doing this, and I love it. I'm so excited to be doing this, and it's like, how tomorrow may never come. Tomorrow may come when I've written my book and more people know about me, and all these different things. I'm sharing my life and all this, blah, 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 all the goals and everything else, which are, of course, I'm a coach. Of course, I absolutely implore you to have goals, but I want you to find the fun in whatever you're doing now, because it can all change tomorrow. Nothing's guaranteed. The only guarantee is that you're here. That you're here now doing what you're doing. So find something that's fun for you to do no matter what you're doing. And I'm ruthless about it with my clients. I'm going to be ruthless about it with you. I want you to find the fun in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay? So there's your Abraham Hicks again. Look at those kids. Aren't they having fun? Look at them. Okay, right. What are your rules? Oh, gosh. There are so many ways of looking at life, and this is a different way of looking at it in terms of rules are very similar to me. Is what are your values? What are your values that you really want to make happen? You know, what are the rules that you want to live by? It really what was this joke? And finally this English class, so I don't want to hear no double negatives. You see, and that was the rule for his English class. I'm distracting myself here. What I wanted to say is that what are the rules that you set up for you to live the life that you lead? So what are they in terms of how do you, what are the parameters? So in terms of the parameters and the boundaries and your rules of how you want to be treated, how you want to live, how you want to set up your day, how you want to have your car, how you want to have your house, what are your rules? Because what we find is there's lots of things that we live by antiquated rules, enculturated patterns that have been passed down generation by generation by generation, and you don't ever question them. There's a really good analogy that that was given years ago about the ends of the ham story, and it's really good because you're just to get you curious about these are the kind of things, these are the sort of rules that I'm talking about. They're unwritten rules, but they're little rules of how things in inverted commas should be. So it's kind of like this. So it starts with a husband and wife, and it's Thanksgiving and they're cooking the ham. And I asked the wife, why do you cut the ends off of the ham? And she looks at him and she says, well, you know, I don't know. Mum always did it. So he said, well, ring your mum and ask her why she cuts the end off the ham. So she says, oh, okay. So she rings her mum. She says, Mum, why do you cut the ends off the ham? She says, what do you mean, why do you cut the ends of the ham? She said, well, you always cut the ends off of the ham. She says, oh, well, that's because your nan always did it. So she says, well, Nan's there, isn't she? She said, yeah, she said. So she said, right, okay, well, I'll ask Nan. So she asked Nan, she says, well, when I was little, when we were younger, she said, we didn't have a very big cooker. She said, and we only had a very small pan. She said, so we had to cut the ends off the ham. And so that rule had been given down those generations, and that's just, you know, cutting the ends off of the ham. And there are so many others that we take on board as our own, and I want you to really stop and look and go, right, okay, whose rules are you living by? You know, sometimes it could be as simple as how you know, that the house has to be cleaned, you know, every Sunday morning. You know, every Sunday morning, you know, sort of, I know someone who was like, well, every Sunday evening, you know, the children's hair had to be washed and their nails had to be clipped, because that's what happened to her when she was on a Sunday evening. And, you know, and that's that kind of thing gets passed down and say, well, that has to happen because that's always happened like that. And, you know, there are some good rules that you can take on board, but you can take on board somebody else's that don't work for you, but you just take it on board because it's a given. And I just want to look at that, look at those things, that those parts of your life that you've got in place that aren't yours and that they don't soothe you at all. If they do soothe you, keep them and keep hold of them and love them to the wonders that they are. But those that don't, goodbye. You don't need those. So that is, what are the rules? Okay, so honestly, maybe look, what's the other term for magic? Yeah, another term for magic is hard work. So when people come to me and they talk about their lives and they say what they want, and they are so steeped in the stories of the reasons of why their life is like it is, and they are entrenched in it. It's like, well, how's it going to be? You know, it's just like, so how honest can you be in your life? I mean, what I like to call this is like, I get to the space where I'm brutally honest. And it is brutal because we play the act nice game all the time. It's just like, well, I won't tell you that you're eating more chocolate than you should be because I like to have a packet of crisps too. And that means that I can stay fat and so can you. And that's how it is. Or it might mean, yeah, but you can make that little jibe. I don't mind that you kind of go, as I walk past doing certain things, because then I can go, when you do. And it's those kinds of little things that we miss and that we compromise our own happiness, because if I put up with your shit, you'll put up with mine. Or I'll say, that's okay. That's fine. It's okay. Oh, fine. Fine. My mentor gave me this analogy of fine. Fucking incapable of noticing emotion. Fine. Fine. No, it's not fine. Be honest about it. Be honest. Get really deep down with yourself and be honest about it. If you can't be honest about it, you're living a lie. And then you want everybody else to go around living your lie with you. And then what you do is you start to protect this lie. Even though you know this lie doesn't soothe you and doesn't get what you want, you protect it. So sort of when I say to people, when they ask how, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's their how happy is their job, and they'll say a 3, and then they'll start to protect it. Well, it's not that bad, you know. Well, I don't know about that, Kira. You know, and I was just like, well, you know, if I said to him, well, what if you didn't have, if it wasn't there tomorrow? You know, it's just like, really, you got one day, and this is the job that you wanted. This is the job that you thought when you were, oh, look at that spelling mistake, how terrible. Is that you look at that job and you go, oh my God, this is not what I wanted to be. This is not who I wanted to be. But we're never honest about it, because then what happens is that you have some money that gets given to you, which then kind of, you know, just puts like a little surface of syrup over the top of it. And then you've got to scrape off that syrup to go and go, oh, actually underneath it is a pile of shit. But I've invested 10 years of my life in this job, so I think I should be staying here, because someone might give me a promotion anytime soon. And then, you know, I'm just going to stay here. You know, it's just like my job, or before I finally gave up working as a project and change manager, was paying. I could see it all going how I wanted it to go. You know, I could see, and even now I've got friends who are in very high places in the NHS. But I knew that, well, where was the fun in that? It's like, well, I knew where it was going. If I know where it's going in like 20 years' time, is that what life's about? Was that what we're here for? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, how honest can you be when you cut through all the bullshit, all the stories, all the reasons why you can't have the life you want? Is that still be honest with yourself, because from a space of honesty you can grow. You can't grow on bullshit. Okay, that's terrible, that strategy. I'm sure that's not useful. Oh God, maybe I can't spell strategy. Oh no, my brain's going funny. Okay, give me attention because I love it. No, that's not the reason why I put that there. Give me attention is what happens when you're not getting the attention that you require, and everybody loves it, so don't even pretend that you don't. Is that we find ways to get attention, and it's not very intentional, and so it's done in unconsciously to get attention rather than doing it in a conscious manner. So as an example, we will ask for we'll leave a little job for someone. We'll kind of think, oh, well, somebody else can do that. Or we will find a way to, you know, fall over, or we'll be a bit sick, or oh, I've got this problem, or it might be a bit of gossip, so you can get some attention. So some focus is on you. It's the way that we get. Have a look around and see how you get the focus on you. And what we do is we'll make a little bit of a drama about it. And all those of you who know about drama, because we all do, we can make a drama out of nothing. And when you're making a drama out of nothing, or you're making a continual drama about something, you will know that it's all about attention, and you're not getting enough attention. If you're not getting enough attention, you're not asking for it in a way, or you're not setting your life up or stacking the cards of how you want your life. Stacking the cards, if we go back to 2, means that if you're not getting enough attention from your partner, and you've got, children, or you've got a busy day and this is going on, everything else, and you're not actually putting some time aside, or an evening aside, where you sit and talk to each other, or you go for a coffee, or you do something, you invest the time with each other. So instead of you having to make a drama about something where the focus definitely does come your way, but it comes your way for a reason that you don't want. So it's kind of, this happened today. Oh, you'll never guess what this happens. If someone can look in your direction, it's like you want to look in your direction for something good, something amazing. I did this today. I really want to share it with you. I did that today, or this is what I'm going to, oh, look, I bought this, or I've arranged just for us to do this, or we're going to do this, or, oh, look, I threw out all that stuff today. It's just like, do something intentional about you within your life, and you'll get the attention that you need, rather than creating a big drama or big furore about it. It's really not about that. Okay, so what have I put? See, who can know that what comes out of his mouth? Does you think he wants some attention? Oh, we want to go back. Previous. Appreciate. Oh, one of them for the last ones is to appreciate. If you don't appreciate what you've got now, you can't create more. And it's about appreciating, sort of obviously recognizing what you want and what you don't want, but appreciate the things that you've got. So you kind of take out little snippets of your life and go, well, I really love that bit. That bit I really love. And no matter what, there's always something to appreciate, even with a person that you really despise. Like a really good way to find that. One of my mentors said to me, she said, find something that you like about that person. And it can just be that you like the fact that they've always got clean socks, or they've always got short nails, or their shoes, or something. It's just find ways to appreciate things. Find things that you love about what you've got around you now. Because again, it gets you into a daily space. Whereas if you keep doing, looking for, well, my life will be good when, it's always out of reach. It's just like, no, stop your life on a daily basis. This is why I meditate, I journal every day. And I journal about something that I want to appreciate about what happened the day before. Because I really want to just stop my world and go, well, if I'm not here tomorrow, I want to love what I've got and be grateful for what I've got. Because the more you start to focus on your life and start to think about what it is that you want, and to start to creating more of what you want, you've got more to appreciate, more to be grateful for. So I really want you to start doing that, because you won't get more stuff if you don't start to appreciate it. And obviously the wonderful Oprah had a lovely quote: be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. And it's such an amazing quote. So there's my 7 steps. So, oh God, raise your hand if you have something that you still to start. Simple, right? Oh my God, I want to go back now. Any questions and discover the question? You're great. Oh, thank you. Okay. Do you feel, can you just put in the question and answers box that you have enough, something that you feel that you can work on so far? I want some yeses. I want something in those boxes. Let's see some yeses. Why can't I move that over there? Okay. I'm sure there is something in there because I'm not sure. I think of how this goes back to being slow. So I'm going to keep going from current slideshow. So we have something that feels simple. Okay, so these are 7 strategies. What do you want? Stack the cards. This is your life. How do you want it? Where's the fun in that? Find the fun. What are your rules? Not somebody else's or Nana's, because she was, you know, lived in the war and that's how it used to be. How do you want it to be? Be honest. Stop fooling around with your own bullshit and believing it. Give me some attention. Be intentional about what you want. Stop creating dramas around your life to get attention, and appreciate what you have. You have so much. So many of the small things. Appreciate people. You know, it's just like appreciate your partner for doing the things that they do. Appreciate yourself for going, you know what, today you did a really good job. Today you were fucking amazing because you did this. Appreciate somebody that opens the door for you. Just go that extra mile. Do that thing. So remember to stay curious. When you're stuck, what question don't I want to answer? Remember, it's a question. It's always a question. And you're stuck, right? Okay, what don't I want to answer? Okay, so what I need you to do now is to write one thing that you will do immediately when we're finished on this call. I love that because that's exactly my journal. Just one thing that you think, I'm going to appreciate this person, or I'm going to be clearer on what I want. You know, be really clear about what it is. You know, because once you're clear about what it is, you can tell other people, and then other people can help you. So one thing. So I'm going to just stop talking for a second and ask you to write down one thing that you can do immediately when you're finished on this call, and then you can tell me about it. Okay. So my gift to you for getting this far is my lovely Magic Mojo session. I love it. They're 30 minutes, and it's via phone or Skype. And I want you to use them. This is a free gift from me, and I really want you to get on the phone to me and find just one thing that we can challenge, we can do for you on that session. They're a great session, and I really, really, really implore you to click on that link, and you will get to my schedule to book it in. Until they're full, they're my gift to you. So, questions. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Anything that anybody's not confused about or is confused about? Are you confused? I hope you're not confused. No questions. Okay, that's good. I don't mind. From current slide, what else have I got to do? Thank you. Gosh, thank you. Thank you for being here and staying to the end, and for wanting to live life daily, like me. These are my details. This is me, as I said earlier, kerry@kerryhales.com. Do what you said you were going to do. So remember what you wrote down. So what you're going to get from me, the recording will stay out for 24 hours, and I will email you a reminder, and you get the free Magic Mojo session. Click on that if you need to click on that to book your thing. So I'll leave that up for a second, and then I will stop sharing my screen and say hello. Is there any questions? Stop sharing. Tan 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 tan. Here I am. Hello, everybody. Does anybody have any questions for me? Now you're not talking to a PowerPoint screen. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to say thank you. And you know how to get hold of me, kerry@kerryhales.com. Live life daily. live life daily, and please, please, please use those tools. I hope that you had enough time to write them down or write a note by each one of them to really get you focused on what you want in life. Okay, because that is my wish for you. Okay, I'm going to say bye.